Hello, how are you?
Hello, I'm fine, and you?
I'm doing good. Can't complain. It's sunny, so it's good.
Yeah, it's very good.
Yeah.
Finally, sunny.
Whew, yes. Die Sonne ist draußen.
Ja, die Sonne ist draußen. Endlich.
Yes,
Yeah.
yes. So how you been? You been good here in Berlin?
Yeah, I'm living here since 2014.
Oh wow,
Yeah, almost 10 years.
wow, 10
Yes.
years in Berlin.
Yeah.
Wow, and how's Berlin treating you?
Fine. Yeah, sometimes bad, sometimes fine, but it's actually okay. I got used to the weather, to the people, to the culture, to the language, to everything.
Oh
Yeah.
wow,
Yeah.
okay. And Berlin. And now, where did you live originally before Berlin?
I also lived before in a small city in Germany.
Hmm.
It's called I don't know if someone knows, but I don't think so. But it's close to Cologne, so
Oh,
it's not so far away from Cologne. But the small villages are not so fine for young people.
wow, I
Not so
would
good for young
imagine.
people. Yeah.
Wow, small village.
Mm.
Okay.
With 300 people.
300 people.
Yeah. It was
Woo!
super boring.
I would imagine.
Yeah.
I mean, what did you do for fun when you was in this village?
Usually, if you want to have fun, you go to another next village. Because in our village, we didn't have any bäckerei.
Oh,
How do you say bäckerei?
yeah, about bakery, right?
Bakery,
Yeah,
yeah,
baccarat, yeah.
yeah, bäckerei. So and any Lidl, so you have to go to another village to get something.
Wow,
Yeah.
that is a real village.
Yeah, and it was only 3 buses like per day, and also if you didn't catch the one, you have to go by car to the next village, or I don't know, bicycle, by feet. Yeah, so it was not so good.
Wow. I mean, and how long did you live in this small village?
What do you think?
Um, I mean, hopefully a year, 2 years max.
1 month.
1 month. Okay. Whew.
Yeah.
All right. You was like, okay, you
Y-
escaped. You didn't stay there
yeah.
long enough.
Yeah, it was too boring for me.
Wow. And what
Yeah.
made you move there? I mean, was that like the first place you came to when you moved to Germany or?
Yes, I lived with a guest family. Yeah,
Oh.
I worked there as a nanny, and then I understood no, it's not a good place for me, and the connection with the family was also not so good because I come from Kazakhstan,
Mhm.
and people in Kazakhstan are more warm. So our culture is more warm. So I was thinking like the people here in Germany, so Germans are also like really gastfreundlich, so friendly,
Mhm.
but it wasn't. Yeah,
Wow.
so that's why I decided to. Oh, we had also some conflicts because I don't remember even why we had conflicts, but so after 1 month I decided so I need to escape.
You need to escape.
Yeah.
That's something interesting you brought up about the warmth, in
Hmm.
culture.
Yeah.
Like you have some cultures that are very warm,
Hmm.
sometimes can be very hot, and you have some cultures that are a little colder or too cold.
You have noticed that already.
I have,
Yeah.
yes.
Hmm.
I thought it was me at first, and then when everyone starts saying it, I was like, okay, this is a German thing, maybe.
For how long you live here?
I lived here for it's about a year now. Yeah,
Year.
a year.
Ah, okay.
So I'm
You're
still
still
a baby,
exploring. Yeah.
still
Yeah.
exploring.
Yeah.
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 But yeah, so the differences that you like felt like, what was like a moment you felt like, okay, this is different in terms of like the warmth and culture?
I think at the first minute also. When I came to the airport, the family also came to the airport, and I was imagining like we will like I don't know to hug each other, and they were like hello, and I'm like okay hello. I was thinking maybe it's only first minute will be like that, or but not. No, it was the whole month like this.
Wow,
Yeah,
so no hugging at all, and you do babysit you the nanny, right?
yeah,
And so you babysitting the kids, and not one time they at least gave you a hug once.
yeah.
Wow, that's cold.
Ja, ja, that's cold.
Oh, sehr cold.
Sehr kalt, ja. Ja, ja. But I don't know if it's only with Germans that live in villages. Maybe
Mhm.
they are more close, like they're not so open. But
Mm.
people or Germans who are living, for example, in big cities, they are more open-minded and more warm, I think.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
Also, people who have lived abroad, so they are also warm, I think. But
Mm.
it's of course it's individually.
Of
So
course.
yeah.
Right. Yeah. I mean, that is a common stereotype about Germans being very cold and stuff. But
Yeah, that's true, but partially, maybe not complete.
yeah, I
Yeah.
mean, I met some warm, Germans. I
Yeah.
mean, yeah, I mean, too warm sometimes.
Okay.
Yeah, because
So you're lucky. 1 year and two warm people.
yeah, I mean, too, yeah, 'cause I'm learning a little bit of German. So,
Uh-huh.
like, I'll speak a little bit German and then they'll speak full German to me and I
Yeah.
will not know. So I'm like, tut mir leid, my Deutsch is nicht so gut.
Hmm.
And they'll be like, oh, okay. And then speak more German. And I'm like, whoa, okay. And like continue, ask me questions in
Yeah.
German. I'm like, ooh.
But here also 2 points. What I want to say
Mhm.
that you are American and Germans are normally usually like Americans. And two, second part is that people you have met they were grown up in a big city. Maybe
Mm.
also because of that.
That's a good point. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, I didn't really think about it like that. Okay.
Yeah.
So, before we get into your time here in Germany, so you're originally from Kazakhstan, right?
Hmm.
And Kazakhstan, how long you was there for? Was there you born and raised there, right?
Yeah. Exactly. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
And how's Kazakhstan? I mean, I talked to a few people. I think we actually have friends
Yeah. We
that
have a friend.
yeah, we
Yeah.
have a
Yeah.
mutual friend who's from Kazakhstan.
Hmm.
But the only thing I know much
Hello,
about
Dinara.
hello, right? It's crazy. Like the world is so small.
Yeah.
But she told after her and then another person told me about how big the country is, but like not too many people use the land or so. It's like the population is small, but the land mass is big.
Yeah. Yeah.
So I guess with your upbringing, was it similar to like I don't know, small town type of thing or?
Um, Kazakhstan is very big, yeah. But for example, if you compare big city with a village here, the village in Germany is more um, developed.
Mm,
Yeah. Uh, for example, if you go in a small city, they have like better structure of infrastructure, no? Of I don't know, buses or supermarkets. I mean, not the village what I mentioned before, but a bigger village. No?
hmm.
But for example, in my city, we still don't have metro. Yeah,
Really?
yeah, we have I think 700,000 people or not 1 million, not even 1 million people, but I wish we have had metro. But yeah, maybe if the government of Kazakhstan is listening to me now, Aktobe needs metro. Yeah.
Wow. So I mean, how'd you guys get around? You have to drive everywhere.
By bus
Hmm.
or trolleybus, or yeah, by bus and trolleybus and
Wow.
taxi. And actually, every average person has their a car, but I wish we had more possibilities to like transport possibilities. Yeah,
Mm. Well,
public transport. Yeah.
and is the driving good there? Like, I mean, since everyone has cars, are people very good drivers in Kazakhstan?
Well, I can't say right now because I'm living here since 10 years now.
No, right, right, right.
I can say, but before when I was young, yes.
Okay,
Yeah,
cool.
yeah.
I know it's a random question, but I've heard some things about Kazakhstan, not the positive things.
Yeah,
Just curious about like
yeah.
the details about
Yeah,
Kazakhstan.
I can't say many details about now because I don't know how it is now.
Hmm.
Yeah, but usually people drive normal, fine. Yeah, not like in India or something like because I heard that in India the traffic is super crazy. Or in
Ooh.
Turkey also.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. I mean, even in my country now in Liberia, like
Mhm.
I mean, you have to beep all the
Mhm.
time. You always got to honk the horn,
Uh huh.
like because or scream.
Uh huh.
So you have to get out the window, like, "Hey, I'm turning, get out the way," and then
Ah,
that's how they're
okay.
like, "Okay, I need to get out the way," or "I'm making a right, beep 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 beep," and then that's how
Yeah.
somebody needs to make a
Yeah.
right.
Yeah. No, in October, in my city, it's not like this, I think. Yeah.
Mm.
Or before 10 years. So 10 years ago, it was fine.
No,
Yeah.
okay.
Yeah.
And then like, after you grew up there, you're just kind of like, I'm heading out, I'm leaving.
Yeah. Yeah.
Wow. So you went to school there and stuff?
Yeah.
Okay. And I guess did you go to university there or?
Yeah, I started to study there, but I didn't finish. So that's because I wanted to move to Germany and I wanted to take academic year. So it's like 1 year of break. Uh,
Oh.
but they said no. So I finished the university and then I said, okay, bye bye. If you don't give me the break, so I will go. Yeah.
Wow. Okay. So from university you came here to Germany,
Yeah.
and Germany is an interesting place, right? I mean, obviously a lot of history, and like each part of Germany is like different. Like Frankfurt is different, Hamburg is different,
Mm-hmm.
Dresden, Leipzig, all these places.
Mm-hmm.
Um, and when you came to Berlin, you've been in Berlin for 10 years now. You said, right?
Yeah.
And how was Berlin when you first got here? Like, how was it like, between that small village you came from in Germany to Berlin? How was the difference?
It was very interesting because people are super open minded here and people are friendly, more friendly,
Mm-hmm.
than in small village. And I also like that they have like events here, a lot
Mm-hmm.
of events, different events, everything what you want, like about cinema or music or comedy. So everything what you wish, you can find anything here.
Wow.
Yeah, that was a good point because in small village you have only one event, for example, in a week, and
Mm-hmm.
if you don't like, so you don't go. Or if you're like, I think maybe now it's better. Maybe they have like more programs,
Mm-hmm.
like for different tastes, no?
Yeah.
But here you have everything.
Oh yeah, I mean
Yeah,
Berlin. It's like so many things. I don't know. It's like you have like the dancing, like the salsa,
yeah.
the this, and then you have other different culture. It's like so much.
Yeah, and you can also try something new, no? Like, for example, this week you go to salsa, next week you go to Japanese workshop class, next week you go, I don't know, to play cards, squash, I don't know,
Right.
basketball, like different stuff.
Oh wow, sound like you played all those things.
Yeah. Actually, we have also a mutual friend, it's Aisha. We met on the basketball playing. Yeah.
What?
Yeah.
Wait.
Yeah.
I'm learning something new about both of y'all. Hold on. So y'all play basketball?
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, but not professionally, just for me,
I
just for
mean,
fun.
yeah. Wow. Okay. So did you play basketball growing up, or like was that something that you just picked up when you got to Berlin?
No, it was in school in Kazakhstan. So we had some classes, but only for 6 months. And then I stopped. What I regret actually, because basketball is really a cool game. And then when I was here, I always wanted to find a Verein. I don't know what's Verein calls in.
Yeah, but I'm learning German too, so
Yeah.
I'll probably yeah.
So like organization or something
Hmm.
like this, I always wanted it. And this year 2024, I set a goal like to close everything what I want to do, like to start to going to the dances, different dances, or start to play basketball. I'm also doing boxing, so different stuff. Yeah.
Wow. So okay, so you're a basketball player,
Mm.
you're a boxer, you about
Mm.
to be a dancer soon.
Yeah.
Wow, you really taking Berlin in.
Yeah. So
Wow.
if I have nice offers, why not?
I
Yeah.
mean, true.
Yeah.
Some-
I mean, we can always learn from other person, and you don't have to think like you know everything. No. There are so many things in your life what you can learn, what you can learn easily from other person, and it's amazing. Especially in Berlin. Berlin has a lot of talented people.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. So and this possibility you have to use, you have to choose and use. Yeah.
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 Wow, that is
Mm.
so interesting. I don't know because again, coming from America, coming here, when I hear about like basketball and things, it's always like, wow, okay, these sports are universal; they're everywhere.
Mm-hmm.
And you played basketball. You said basketball only for 6 months in Kazakhstan.
Mm. In
Oh,
school, yeah.
okay.
Mm.
Was you good? Was you the best? Was you
Not the best, but I mean, I enjoy
okay?
when I play, and I think that helps me also to get stress out of my body. So, and I like to run. I like to play. I like to interact with other players. So
Mm,
yeah,
okay,
it's
cool.
not about professional to be professional. It's just for fun.
Yeah, I
Yeah,
mean, yeah, of course. And
yeah,
basketball is one of those, I mean, I don't know how it is here. I know basketball can get very competitive quick.
yeah,
Yeah, that's not a nice game where you're like, oh,
yeah,
you could take the ball. No,
yeah.
I don't want the ball. You could take it. You like, you
No,
want the
you're also a basketball player.
yeah, yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah, I
yeah.
played basketball growing up. So like that was a
Ah,
game where
yeah,
they
yeah,
ain't no nice
yeah,
nothing.
yeah. Different level.
Oh, different level. You're nice with the ball. Somebody snatch the ball out your hands. That
Yeah,
people like, oh, you suck. You gotta be very defensive.
yeah,
Oh
yeah,
yeah. So
yeah.
yeah, basketball is a very tough sport.
But
But
now I can't play basketball because I broke up my finger.
you broke your finger?
Not broke, but almost. And
Oh,
I went to the orthopedist yesterday, and he said me for 4 weeks no sport, no contact sport.
no contact sport.
Yeah,
Oh,
yeah.
oh.
I'm really sad because I enjoy. Yeah,
Yeah, I mean
yeah,
you do so many physical activities, so I mean that definitely would slow things down. And that
yeah.
did that come from basketball?
Today?
No, the thumb.
Yeah, yeah. That was yeah,
See,
yeah,
it's not a
yeah.
easy sport.
No, not easy. No, no, no. But actually, I went last time to the mix group.
Mm-hmm.
It was men and women. So then I got hurt. No,
All
but when
right.
I play with women, it never happens.
Oh, they have a mixed group with the guys and the women
Yeah,
for basketball.
yeah, yeah,
How was that? Because I mean,
yeah. You see the result. That is the result
how
of the
is it? My
play.
fingers broke. All right, got
Yeah.
it.
Yeah.
Oh, I never heard that before, but that is interesting.
Yeah.
Yeah, Berlin always has something different.
I think it should be separated. Yeah.
I mean, cause yeah, basketball is no joke. I mean, yeah, that is heavy pushing, shoving.
Mhm.
You got to really put your body into it.
Mhm.
And then like look at your thumb.
Yeah.
Now
Yeah.
you can't do any boxing.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
Also,
But
boxing is it separate or is it like mixed together?
you don't box with another person. You box with
Oh, with the bag.
yeah.
Oh, okay.
It's more workout.
More
It's
workout.
yeah.
Okay.
It's I found it in Urban Sport Club. If
Mm.
you know that.
Yeah, yeah. Urban sports guys like
Yeah.
that. It's like the group of gyms or something, right?
Yeah, yeah, you can. That's amazing point of Berlin. No, that's a cool point.
Hmm.
Then in Urban Sport Club, you can go and do some different activities every day.
Mm.
Yeah, you can go to basketball, to bouldering, to swimming pool, to I don't know volleyball. So different stuffs, box. Yeah, everything.
Yeah, there's so many.
Yeah,
Wow. So okay, so you did the boxing and everything, and was
Pilates, yoga, also.
so you do? I bet you do all that too.
Yeah, yeah. No, that's amazing. That's really cool. So that's why I'm talking to you that in a small village or in a small cities, you don't have this type of advantage, no?
Hmm.
But here you have like everything.
Okay, so
Yeah,
so let's go back to Kazakhstan, right?
yeah.
In Kazakhstan, what was like the fun thing to do? What was the thing that everyone was like looking forward to or did for fun?
10 years ago, I have to think back. Okay. Uh, yeah, I think when I was younger, we did sports also. Yeah, we went out, and I don't remember what we did for fun.
He's like, I left that past behind me.
Yeah,
I'm a German now.
yeah. I don't know what we did, what we have done for fun. I don't know.
Sounds like it wasn't too much fun then.
Maybe. Uh, no, You know what's interesting about Kazakhstan?
What?
I can say one thing
Okay.
that, for example, now with the social network, Instagram, TikTok, now, you see that one hobby is super popular. Everyone is doing this.
Mm.
So every teenager is doing this then.
Yeah.
Yeah. Or later you see this is not more popular. Okay, you go to another hobby. And here it's not like this. Here
Mm.
it's like you have different types of hobby, and every person you ask, for example, Germans also now, what are you doing? Oh, I don't know. I go klettern, bouldering or something. Or I don't know. I go to play squash, football, blah, blah, blah. No? So different stuff. And there, what are you doing? Okay, I'm doing this. Okay, what's your friend doing? Friends is also doing the same. Yeah.
Oh, wow. So I guess would you say they got this word called conformity? Like people stay, everyone's the same.
Yeah.
Everyone's the same societal. I'm assuming that was a thing out there, maybe that
Mm.
wasn't so diverse or so
Yeah.
in terms of what people did.
Maybe it's also about collectivity in our culture. Yeah, because our countries are more like, okay, we have to be together in like in a group. Yeah. And here
Oh,
the people, so Western are more individually, like they want to decide for themselves what they are doing and working, doing for fun. So
yeah,
yeah.
that's a good point. Yeah, about the collectivism
Mm-hmm.
against collectivism versus individualism.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that because that's a definitely a cultural thing that
Yeah.
always it always creates conflict.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Because obviously with collectivism you're expected to do certain things
Yeah.
based on your role or based on where you stand in the family. And
Mm-hmm.
individualism is like, nah, I do whatever I want. I want to go
Yeah.
bouldering tomorrow, go
Yeah.
boxing today,
Yeah,
whatever.
yeah, yeah. I wouldn't say that's conflict, but it's it's what I learned here. No, that's you can decide as an individual what you want to do. No, there the family sometimes decides what
Mm.
you have to do. For example, with your life. No, but here you are 18. Okay, you go and you decide what you want to do. You go to make Ausbildung, or you go to make Abitur, or you go, I don't know, take a gap year, or you don't do nothing. So you just sit at home.
Yeah.
But there, in Kazakhstan, for example, no. You have to follow the rules. You have to go to the university. After the university, you have to marry. After marry, you have to bring first child, no? And then second child, and then third child.
Then 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 9, 9.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
So okay, yeah, no, that's true. I mean, even in my culture too is that thing where you have to go to university, or not even university. You got to be a doctor, engineer, or lawyer, or accountant.
Ah, okay.
Yeah,
So the group professions are not so diverse.
yeah, no,
Yeah.
no, no. If you say, "Hey, I'm going to university to be an artist," they're like, you made a mistake. Go back, and then you become those 3 or 4 things we told you,
Yeah, yeah, yeah,
because
yeah.
whatever makes the most money."
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Which I mean, look, I get it because let's be serious. Anyone who goes to university for art may not make that much money for every,
Yeah, yeah,
you know. So,
yeah. It's I think it also comes from the old culture maybe,
mhm,
so where the economic was not so stable, so the grandparents also wanted to have like more stable profession, like if you're a doctor, okay, I know that you will have a lot of money, no? So it
mhm.
comes from this time maybe
Yeah,
in
true.
our culture. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, and look, even now, I don't know, things are expensive.
Hmm.
There's some people that I know that have like a psychology degree. They're kind of like, did I have to go to college for that? I could have just read somebody's mind and then gotten that same information. But
But
you know,
the times are changed already. So you can be an artist, of course, no,
hmm
but you have to be quick, I think. So you have to also, like you do now. So you post everything, you make promotion everywhere. So the people know you as a interviewer, as a stand-up comicer, no. So like to be in your part the best.
yeah,
Yeah, trying to be in your part the best. The time, what I mean under the times that changed, so we have the instruments to be the best artist, for example,
Mm.
when we produce material or when we do marketing stuff and stuff. And yeah,
Y-
this.
Yeah, no, this is very true. Yeah.
Mm.
And I think also in addition, I think when you're here in Europe, there's a more support for our artists as
Mm-hmm.
well.
Mm-hmm.
Whereas in America it's not so much. In America, it's like straight, if you don't got the money, even for you to become a successful artist, sometimes you need the money to push you, or
Yeah.
you need a job or something, to I
Mm-hmm.
feel like here in Europe, there's a support that you can just be an artist for as long as you want. And there's people here to support you, which is
Yeah.
a beautiful thing,
Yeah,
you
and
know?
also what nobody is talking about is that you can get financially help from government, Förderung it calls.
Mhm.
Yeah, for example, if you are regisseur, so director or screenwriter or I don't know, different types of artists, but you have to make a product what helps to each other. So what makes the life of community better.
Mm.
So then you can also get some help.
Which is like, I mean, that is when somebody told me about that, I'm like, that exists.
Mm-hmm.
So there's just money out there for someone as long as they can prove they can make something that is
Yeah.
there.
Yeah, the way is not so easy, of course, no,
Mm.
because you have to Antrag ausfüllen, all document stuff, no,
Yeah.
but it's possible. Yeah,
Mm.
yeah,
Yeah, I need to look into that. Yeah.
yeah.
I just gotta write a paper, right? I'm not good.
Maybe someone of your friends or I don't know, a person who is watching have done that and can
Yeah.
help you.
I know some people that have done it. It's just that it brings me back to college where I have to write like a paper or reports or something. And I'm
Mm-hmm.
not it's like trauma. It's like, oh, I gotta write a report, I gotta write an essay.
Yeah.
How many pages gotta be? What I gotta talk? I gotta write.
Mm-hmm.
But there's money on the line, so I need to do
Yeah,
it at least.
that's another point of Germany. So it makes you to be more organized. Yeah, it's pushing you to be organized. Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
That was a culture shock. Everything paperwork here in
Mm-hmm.
Germany.
Bureaucracy. Yeah. Mm.
Ooh, yeah, too much bureaucracy.
Yeah.
Oh man, yeah.
Yeah.
So, so you've been in Berlin. You're trying out all these things. I'm assuming that when you got here, it was just like, oh my gosh, like I can do anything. There's so many things that are going on.
Mm-hmm.
And what was like the first area you lived at in Berlin? Like, what was the first part of Berlin?
It was Treptow Park.
Oh, okay.
You know this?
Yeah,
Yeah.
with the Air Force, not the Air Force, but the big park, right?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
yeah, tripped out.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, that's off the. There's an S-Bahn that goes.
Yeah.
Yeah, right, and then they
Mm-hmm.
have that. Okay, you go further, they got that one memorial thing.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, okay.
Mm-hmm.
So how was that like around that time when you were living there? Was it like cool? Because hip, it's kind of cool now. I don't know how it was 10 years ago.
It was actually also cool because next to the Treptow Park there's Schlesische Store.
Mm-hmm.
And Schlesische Store is like super hip and super interesting. So you can find a lot of bars, restaurants there, stuff. So it was cool also to live close to this part. Not in this part, but close.
Yeah, not inside, but
Yeah,
just
not
close
inside.
enough.
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
enough to where you can like go inside and leave when you have to.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. Wow.
Yeah.
Okay. And when you moved to Germany at this time, did you know how to speak Deutsch or?
I came actually already with A1.
Wow.
From Kazakhstan. I got this level there because I was learning German in a school.
Mm-hmm.
And then I did some private classes. So I came prepared already. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
But it was different German because what you learn in book and what you hear here on the street, it's not the same. Because what I was learning is like, where is, wo ist die Bibliothek oder wie kann man das kaufen oder sowas, ne? But here in the streets, so it's different.
Wow.
Yeah,
So what was that for the bibliothek?
yeah.
Okay, so how would they say on the street? Bibliothek.
Also man kann sagen, also usually you don't ask it. You know, the problem is what we come now to another point because the books,
Right.
the learning book my book was too old. Because in this time when I was learning, so Google Maps was not existed, no? So but now, for example, nobody is asking you where's the bibliothèque, what's the bibliothèque. Why? Because you have everything in your phone.
What?
Yeah, you see, the program is too old in the books.
Literally, yeah. Technology is like far past the books that you're learning the German from. That is fun.
Yeah.
You ask someone, wo ist die Bibliothek?
Yeah.
They're like, what?
Yeah.
Like, was?
Yeah.
Wow. So that's an interesting point you bring up, and it's actually interesting for me because I'm trying to learn Deutsch, right?
Yeah.
And the way I'm learning is not, I don't know, it's happening.
Mm-hmm.
I learn words on Google Maps, and I just talk to people.
Mm-hmm.
I see what happens, and then we
Mm-hmm.
go from there. But you mentioned some things in how people they learn from the book,
Mm-hmm.
and then they try to apply it on the street, and it
Yeah.
doesn't work.
Yeah.
Like, what are some other things that you don't know that I guess what I'm trying to ask, right, is like, what were some of the things that you learned from the book
Mm-hmm.
that you found like shocking? I mean, aside from the bibliothèque, like, what were some other things?
I know one word. Yeah, I know one word.
Okay.
It means nar.
Nah.
Nar. It's what I learned in book. I was thinking like I will need it. Nar. It means like stupid guy.
That's what you learned in the book?
I saw it once. Yeah. And I was like, okay, I have to learn this word. Maybe one day I will need it. Yeah, but then I came here, and once I wanted to use it, and I'm like, du bist ein Narr. And they're like, what? Why are you using this word? Nobody's using it. But it was like really old German word.
Yeah.
100 years before, like ago, they use it maybe.
Wow.
But now, no. Now they say Blödmann oder du bist ein Blöder oder weiß ich nicht. I don't know. Du bist sehr blöd. Yeah, something like this.
Blood?
Blöd.
Blood.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
And that means stupid man.
No, that I mean that I wanted to learn to use it,
Yeah.
but yeah, it was fail.
Wow. And nar. Wow. And that
Yeah.
means stupid man, you said, right?
Mm.
That's funny they taught you that in the book. They're like, hey, before you go to Germany, you gotta learn who's smart and who's stupid.
Yeah.
Very practical. It was like, hey, only talk to the smart people.
I don't know. It was like 12 years ago or 15 years ago, but I still have this word in my mind.
Oh, that is so funny.
Yeah.
Why would they teach you that in the book? Oh man. All right. Well, that's good to know what other countries teach people. When they want to learn German, they teach certain things that are different.
Yeah.
So at this time, before coming to Germany, you knew how to speak Deutsch A1,
Mm-hmm.
and then obviously Kazakh.
Mm-hmm.
Well, not obviously, but Kazakh, yeah,
Mm-hmm.
and then Russian as
Mm-hmm.
well, right?
Yeah.
So you had 3 languages.
Before I came, yes.
Wow.
Yeah.
Okay.
And English a bit.
And English.
Yeah,
Okay, so you
yeah.
have 4.
Yeah.
Wow, so already superstar. You already have 4.
Not superstar, because we have, I don't know if I can tell that, but we have in Kazakhstan a problem with Kazakh language that mostly of people now, most of people, they speak Russian better than Kazakh. Yeah. It came from Soviet Union times. So I did my school in Russian language, and Kazakh I had also in school, and I spoke Kazakh with my grandparents. So my Kazakh is actually not the super, but I can like speak, I can talk, I can understand everything, but I would say my Russian is better because everything what I read or movies or I don't know with friends, even we did it in Russian language. But now, for example, times have changed. No, when I came last year there, I was talking with my relatives, with my cousins, and they are more Kazakh speaking. Yeah.
I've heard this, from Dinera. She said, about Kazakh and how it's spoken more and more.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
And Kazakh, is that a difficult language to learn?
It's not so hard as Russian. I think Russian is harder. Yeah,
Russian.
yeah,
Yeah, Russian is yeah, actually I have a Russian aunt and when she speaks Russian it's just like you know.
yeah. That's hard. Yeah,
Yeah,
difficult. Yeah,
yeah, very hard.
yeah. But Kazakh is close to the Turkish language
Really?
because it's in because Kazakh is a part of Turkic languages
Oh,
group of languages. Yeah,
wow. I guess did it share some history or so that or just like
yeah, yeah. We are Turkic folk actually. Yeah,
really?
yeah,
Oh,
yeah,
oh, wow.
yeah.
Okay, so yeah, every time I learn about history out here, I'm like, what?
Yeah, we are Turkic folk, and our ancestor are really close with Turkish, Azerbaijan, Uzbek, Kyrgyz. We are more brothers with them as than with Russian, for example.
Mm.
Yeah, and also we look different, no?
Yeah, I mean,
Yeah,
yeah,
yeah, yeah,
So, and I guess could you also learn in Turkish as well? I mean,
yeah.
is it easy for you to learn that language?
Turkish I'm learning, yeah, but it's easier for me because I speak Kazakh, so
Oh.
and it's the same language group. So imagine if you learn, for example, Spanish and Portuguese, they're also in the same language group, so it's easier for you to learn Portuguese if you speak
Mm.
Spanish. Yeah.
Okay, that's interesting to know. Okay.
Mm.
So, you're out here in Berlin and then as you're here, because what you do primarily is that you teach other people how to speak different languages.
Exactly.
Right.
That's what I'm doing. Yeah.
And how was that journey, right? Because I mean, at this point, you knew four languages when you first came to Germany, and then what?
But I want to say, so excuse me,
Yeah,
that when I came here, I can't say that I speak them properly, like 100%. No, it's like some English. It was maybe B1, A2, German A1, Kazakh. I don't know. Like it's my mother tongue, yeah, but also not the professional level. Russian, of course, a good level.
hmm
So when sometimes the person say, I speak a lot of languages, you have to ask also, what level do you speak now? What level do you
that's a
have?
good point. That's a very good point. Thank you for correcting me on that. Yeah,
Mm.
because I could be like, "Oh, you speak this," and you'd be like, I know two words." Like, I don't speak it. I actually just know how to say the words.
Yeah.
So let's just say you had languages of various levels under in your belt or so
Hmm.
coming to Germany. And then what led you to start wanting to, learn more languages, from the ones that you already kind of knew already?
Hmm. I started to learn Spanish in 2018, I
Mm.
think, in 18, yeah, because of music.
Because of music.
Yeah, yeah.
Okay, to talk about that. Right?
You remember from one day to another day, the Latino music was everywhere.
Yeah, here in Germany as well.
Yeah.
Wow.
It was
Okay.
super popular. I think in the world.
Yeah, I mean,
Yeah.
definitely United States, yeah,
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
the East Coast, but I didn't know out here too.
Yeah. Yeah.
Mm.
Everywhere. And I was like, wow, what they are singing about. I want to understand it. I was like, wow, it's super interesting and it sounds not so difficult. So I was only understanding like corazón, mi amor, something like this. And I was like, okay, but I want to understand more. Yeah.
So it's because of music you started learning it.
Hmm.
And now, what was your process of learning Spanish? Was it just listening to the lyrics of the songs, or did you go to school? Did you read a book?
Yeah, I went to the school, to the Volkshochschule. Volkshochschule, it's how do you say that? The school, the language school from the government.
Oh,
Actually, not language school, like school for everything from the
hmm
government, and the courses are not so expensive there. So I went there, and I had my first Spanish teacher. She was German, Anya, and I fell in love with her lessons because I was like, wow, she's teaching very well. I would love to continue to learn this language because how she explains it seems too easy for me. I
hmm
can understand everything what she explains. And then I thought, okay, I want to go to another level, not only A1. I want to also learn A2, B1, and stuff. But her courses are so she has only A1 course,
Mm-hmm.
and then to A2 I had to go to another teacher from Mexico. She was not so good.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's one point. What I want to also mention that you think sometimes that teacher should be a how to say native speaker,
Mm-hmm.
but no,
Ah.
your teacher hasn't to be no native speaker of
Mm-hmm.
language. So I went to this A2 course, and I also learned parallel in YouTube and Instagram and Netflix, also movies. I watched a
Wow.
lot. I heard a lot of music, and then I understood. Okay, I want to be better in this language, and I decided to study it at university.
Oh,
So
okay. So you studied at university as well.
yeah, so I went to university to study that because I was like, okay, I just to know grammatic, it's not enough for me. I want to know everything about Spanish language, about culture, literature, uh, yeah, everything. Yeah.
Wow. So this wow. What song did you listen to that got you really into learning Spanish this well?
Yeah. Yeah. I think my first artist, Spanish artist, who brought me to the idea to learn the Spanish language was J Balvin.
Wow. Shout out to Jake Balvin. You got people going to university to learn Spanish.
Yeah.
Yo, Jake Balvin different.
Yeah, yeah. So you see, sometimes artists can inspire you also to make big ideas, make big projects and stuff.
True, but this is my first time hearing of an artist that made someone go to university to learn.
It was a big journey. I can't say that J Balvin brought me to the university.
Okay, sorry, Jake Balvin. I thought you're good enough. You're good. You know, you're still good. Yeah.
Yeah, but he took part.
You took part.
Yeah,
Yeah, you had an impact. You had an impact.
exactly. Yeah. And now I'm learning French also because of music, actually.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
And it's okay. Wow. So yeah, you so many languages, and I'm so curious about this because I'm also trying to learn, Deutsch, right?
Uh-huh.
And the way I'm learning is, I don't know if it's the right way or the wrong way and stuff. So one question I have is like in terms of A1 to A2, right?
Hmm.
Um, like the jump between those two levels, is it big? Is it like hard, difficult to go from A1 to A2?
Mm, I think it's something in your head. It's not only what it's in the book, because sometimes I went to different schools, language schools.
Mm-hmm.
I went with a lot of Chinese people
Mm-hmm.
to the school, and they have certificate of C1 German. But when you speak with them, they don't even know how to say a sentence without an error,
Mm-hmm.
But they have certificate. Yeah.
Yeah.
So that is the problem. What you have written, no, what the certificate says, it's not always that what you can.
Mm.
No, that is the problem of levels. That's why I'm saying that everything is in your head. Yeah, if you understand what they are saying, and if you can answer, of course, with errors, it's not a problem, no. But if you can understand, if you can express yourself, yes, you are on A2.
Mm.
Different topics. For example, Vorstellung, how say Vorstellung? Presentation about yourself. No.
Verstellung, VERSTULLUNG or something.
Richtig. Buchstabieren Sie bitte. Yeah.
German I can spell, but yeah.
Yeah. So I mean if you can understand what the people are talking to you in German, in Deutsch, and you can answer in different topics, no? In different topics, so you have already A2.
Hmm. You're like the second person I've heard this from in terms of having this level of like certificate for
Mhm.
in the language you speak, but
Yeah.
not being able to really speak it.
Yeah. Yeah.
And I'm always curious. Then I'm like, how can you gauge what level you're at when it's not really based on? I mean, I don't even know how to even grade you then
Mm.
on your level. Like, do you have a piece of paper and you just write out the correct words, multiple choice?
Now, the problem of if we talk about exams, the
Mm-hmm.
problem of exams that it has three parts. Three parts, what are reading parts, and
Mm-hmm.
one part what when you talk. And one part when you talk, it's only 15-20 minutes. In 20 minutes,
Oh,
you
right.
cannot understand if the person is able to talk with you on
Mm-hmm.
this language or no. But reading parts, you can learn everything like a machine. Yeah,
Mm.
because of course you have to be able to know these or these grammatic parts, yeah,
Mm-hmm.
on certain level. But I think that the speaking part it's too small, too little to define your level.
I
20 minutes
see.
it's not enough to understand if you can speak or not, because you can also learn this text before. But if I ask you something out of the box, you can't answer.
That's a good point. Yeah. That's something I was told, and to what you're saying, true.
Mm,
So that's good that you mentioned that. So then
yeah.
people are not like, I have C2, and you're like, oh, it gets there, and they're like, oh, I don't, 9. He's like, all right, well,
I have C2 certificate.
nah, you do
German, yeah.
nice. But I'm
Yeah.
pretty sure you speak clearly a lot, more. You probably like, I don't know, higher level.
Yeah, but the exam was super difficult.
It was.
Yeah. Yeah,
What was?
because they ask you about topics what is not included in the material. So like to understand if you can express your opinion or not.
Hmm.
Yeah.
So, how long did it take for Deutsch, for you going from A1 to C2?
Oh, don't ask.
Sensitive topic. All right, never mind.
100 years. You know, there's a meme. There's no not one life is not enough to learn German or something like this.
Wow. Okay, so that gives me
Even
some
me,
hope.
I have C2 certificate, but
Right.
sometimes I read some words and I'm like, what is it? Yeah.
All right. Well, this is motivating.
Yeah.
All right. I'm pretty sure I'm gonna learn German in no time.
That is a good point in the learning. No,
Mhm.
when you learn something, don't care. You understand one word. You don't understand one word. Don't care. Just read, repeat, talk with people. Even if you understand from one sentence 3 words, no problem. But at least you understand 4 words from one
Mm.
sentence, no problem. Yeah, just talk.
Okay, I like that. That's more motivating. Okay,
Yeah,
I said that's more motivating.
yeah. Because how do you want to learn a language if you don't speak it, if you don't talk it? No.
It's true.
Yeah.
And a lot of people are nervous.
Yeah.
I've been learning German, Deutsch, and yeah, that's the thing that people have a lot. For me, I'm not, maybe this is why I'm learning a bit. I go into a coffee shop and I talk like as if I know. I'm
That's
like,
good.
hallo, kann ich einen Kaffee bitte? Mit Milch und Schwarz, or
That's
something.
sehr good. Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
not mit. That doesn't make sense. I said mit Milch. No, ohne Milch.
Ohne Milch.
Yeah,
Yeah.
ohne Milch.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Uh-huh.
Kaffee Schwarz coffee.
Yeah.
There you
That's
go.
good. Yeah.
But I get in trouble because then I'll speak like this confidently, and people will speak full German right back to me, and then I'll get to a point where I'm like,
But
oh,
it's
okay.
not a problem. It's not a problem because now once you don't understand, it's confusion for you. But then when it happens 4 times, you're like, okay, I have already heard this word.
You're right. Yeah.
Then this process is coming. Like first time, of course, you're like, please don't talk to me that like this, no? But when it happens for you 5, 6, 10 times, you're like, yeah, no problem. I can understand the speed. Yeah. I can recognize some words.
That's true. You're right.
Yeah.
Yeah, because now I'm more comfortable. Or if I make an order, because everything now I can order everything in German now. Like that I can do. Or even if I'm like, I don't know, die Speisekarte bitte or something, and they give it to me, and then I'm like, okay, I don't know how to say these words or something like, Hähnchen mit Brot or something.
Yeah.
I'm like,
You're good at bestellen, I see.
I like to order stuff a lot. Yeah.
Okay, then you go to the next topic because you're already good at bestellen.
Yeah, I know. Now I gotta express myself. That's the big one.
Yeah.
Yeah, the weather I can talk about.
Mhm.
Yeah, the weather I can complain about it and talk about it. So that makes me German.
Try to expand these topics.
Mm.
Like restaurant you have already, no? Weather you have already. Okay, now Geschäft, no? The shop.
Oh,
Okay, next stop hobby. No, next topic. I don't know. What else?
yeah.
Basketball.
Basketball. Yeah.
Basketball in the US, for example, no?
Right.
Next topic. So
Ah.
try to expand it.
Yeah, I definitely
Mm.
do so because I definitely want to speak more,
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
German.
Yeah.
So okay, so this seems like the jumps and levels is
Mm-hmm.
not relevant because it's all about how well you speak in person.
Yeah.
In
For
turn
me. For
for
me. Yeah.
yeah, okay, for you,
Mm-hmm.
and yeah, I mean, of course, it's different for
Mm-hmm.
anyone else. So in terms of the other languages, though, because I mean, now you're learning so many different languages. How are you able to learn this many languages at like and still keep up with them?
Mm.
Like you learning different language, but then still being able to speak the other languages that you have learned. How are you able to do this?
I think in the first 3 years of my learning journey, I was like, oh, I'm confusing because I was really confused to separate the words.
Mm.
But it took time. It took me time to understand, okay, I have three different, how to say, regal.
Ah, regal. Okay.
Yeah?
Regions. Yeah. No,
No,
no.
regal.
Oh, regal.
Yeah, yeah,
Oh, cab. Oh, okay.
yeah.
That's a good
I have three different,
cabinet.
yeah,
Yeah.
and I have to separate them. Yeah, even now, I'm nervous a bit because
Really? Ah, no.
English is not my first language, so I never have never done before interview in English. It's my first time.
Oh, look at that! And you doing great. I mean, no one would have never known this. This is your first time speaking English in the camera. No, this is great.
Thank you. I hope someone also will invite me in the future to the
Yeah, this
English
is great.
interview.
Yeah, don't hurt. English is sehr good.
Sehr gut.
That's my favorite word. Sehr gut.
Yeah. So I mean, in the first 3 years, it took me three different. So I forgot what I was saying.
Yeah, how you say it in Deutsch?
Nine. Yeah, it was difficult for me.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, let's skip this part.
Let's keep it going. Yeah.
Yeah.
But so yeah, many different languages, and then you learn it. So you have this. So you have this. So now you're teaching other people
Hmm.
how to speak different languages,
Yeah.
right? And what's the name of that program or so that you have, or the I don't know, your like your business? Like, what's the name of the business that you have? Yeah.
I'm a teacher.
Okay, so you're just
Yeah.
personal teacher. Okay.
Yeah, I teach Russian language to German speaking people. I teach German to Russian speaking people, and I teach Spanish also sometimes. Spanish to German or to Russian speaking people.
Wow.
Yeah.
And how I mean, which one is easy out of all the ones? Like which one's the easiest for you and which one's the hardest?
I think in the beginning there's no difference, but then starting from A2, B1, yeah, there is where the difficulties are beginning.
Uh,
Yeah. German is fine. Spanish is hard starting from B1 because they have some grammatical stuff that don't exist in different languages, like
mm,
subjuntiva, for example.
mm.
Yeah. But until A1, A2, Spanish is fine. Yeah.
Yes. Yeah,
Mm.
Spanish is I guess because in America we learn Spanish early on, like through our school all the
Yeah.
way.
Can you speak Spanish?
Un
Okay.
poco, pero aprendo español.
Mu-
Sí.
Muy bien.
Yeah.
¿Cómo
ah,
te llamas?
Me llamo Ña. ¿Y
Ya.
tú?
Yo me llamo Leila.
Ah,
¿De dónde eres?
uh I know this one.
Eh,
What did on it says where are you from or something?
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, yeah.
How you say I'm from I almost have it.
Yeah.
I forgot.
Yo
Yeah, yo something.
soy
Yo soy America.
de
Yeah.
América.
De
Uh-huh.
America. USA. Yeah. Because
Uh-huh.
America is so big. Yeah.
Or you can also say yo soy de Estados Unidos.
Oh, Estados Unidos. Yeah.
Uh-huh. Yeah.
The pronunciation I can kind of get, but
Mhm.
yeah, Spanish is like you got to drop me in Spain and then or in any Spanish speaking country, then I
Mhm.
start.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
the one I
Cool.
get is the yo, tú, eres, nosotros, vosotros, and eren. Like so any
Ellos. Uh-huh.
eros, yeah.
Uh-huh.
So any like verb, like so jugar to play,
Yeah.
juego, juegas, jugamos. Yeah.
Ah, okay. You learn it by playing basketball because you have a lot of Spanish speaking players, no?
Yeah. I mean, that works out. I mean,
Uh-huh.
that would make sense. But no,
Uh-huh.
I don't know. I just have a Uego was like always the play. Yeah,
Juego, yeah.
I like the play. Jugar. Yeah,
Mhm.
I like to play. So
Ah, wow, cool.
yeah, and I always had that box in my head. The yo to I don't know how you
Uh-huh.
call it. The I, the you, the we,
Personal pronomen.
there you go.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
Uh-huh. Yeah.
So that always there. And I
Mhm.
think German has something similar.
Yeah.
That each
Every language.
every language.
Yeah.
So okay, so let's try this with Russian, right? Like,
Mhm.
so how you say play in how you say to play in Russian?
Играть.
Играть? Okay, играть.
Mhm.
So how would you say I play?
Я играю.
Я играю. Oh, whoa. Whoa. Okay, I thought it was gonna be easy. Whoa, wait a minute. Let me gather myself here. Say it one more time.
Я
Я
играю.
играю.
Yeah,
Oh,
хорошо.
okay. Ooh.
Good.
How you say you play?
Ты играешь.
How you say the first one?
Ты
Ты
играешь.
играешь. Okay.
Mhm.
And how you say
Very
we
good.
play?
We play. Мы
Мы
играем.
играем.
Good.
Ah.
You have nice pronunciation actually.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because you can pronounce мы,
Yeah.
ты.
And I might have to learn Russian a little bit,
Yeah. I
Ah.
think because you grew up with Spanish language.
Yeah.
Or I don't know, maybe also different.
Actually, this is a good point because I also grew up. My mom speaks one language and my dad speaks another language. It's
What
all
languages?
so my mom she speaks Pele. It's Kpelle, and that's
Uh-huh.
like a specific dialect in Liberia.
Yeah.
Then my dad he speaks Mano. It's
Uh-huh.
Mano, and that's another different. And it's all tonal. So
Uh-huh.
like when I was growing up, when I was younger, I was able to speak my mom's language a little
Yeah.
bit.
Yeah.
So tone is something I'm able to. So even like say if somebody speaks Arabic or so, right?
Yeah.
Like depending on, I can know what they're talking about based on the tone.
Yeah.
So if somebody's talking like bad about somebody, or somebody's like complaining, or somebody talking about good things, or they're just talking to themselves,
Yeah.
I can know.
So that means if you are learning German now, you have to listen music also. Because it helps you to understand better the words and the pronunciation. Because your most part, what you can use,
Mhm.
it's audio. Yeah.
Yeah, I listen to podcasts, but
Listening,
maybe
yeah.
music that's
Yeah.
the next step.
Yeah.
What music do you suggest?
In German? Oh, I love Mark Foster.
Ah, Mark Foster.
You know?
No.
No?
Who's Mark Foster?
It's a pop singer, actually.
Okay.
Or Rammstein. You can listen to Rammstein.
Rammstein.
It's rock.
Rock, okay.
Yeah.
I
Du
mean,
hast, you don't know?
Du
Du hast
hast.
mich. Nein?
I heard the statement Du hast, but no.
Yeah, it's cool music.
Okay, I have to
Yeah.
listen.
Mm.
So, what advice would you give to someone who's trying to learn a new language?
Oh, I think I gave already many advices.
Yeah, many. But what's the top one?
So if it depends, for what are you learning a language? For just for your interest, or just for work, or because you have friends, or different, no?
Mhm.
But if you learn it, if you want to have it professionally, like for example, in 1 year reach B2, you have to put yourself in a artificial atmosphere where only this language exists. For example, as I told before, like listening to music, to podcast, speak only this language, talk only in this language, read only this book in this language. Also, when you have free time, do like Duolingo or Babbel app only in this language, like to put yourself artificially in this area. For example, if you're not in Germany, no?
Yeah.
Yeah. If you're in Germany, it's easier because you can talk to the people here on the street. Yeah.
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 That's a good point. I heard this from many people, but the way you said it, an artificial environment.
Yeah. Environment. Exactly.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's I really like that. You
Yeah.
know, putting everything, and that has also helped me out too. Like even going to the coffee shop here, like
Mm-hmm.
the lady, she doesn't speak any English, and
Mm-hmm.
then for me, I have too much pride,
Mm-hmm.
so I don't want to let people know that I don't know how to speak German. So like
Mm-hmm.
I'll play it off where they'll
Mm-hmm.
speak to me full blown. I'm like, yeah, you know, they ask me a question. I'm like, yeah. They're like, blah, blah, blah. I'm like, nine, and they're like,
Mm-hmm.
okay, blah, blah. I'm like, okay, I'm all
Yeah.
right. I said the right thing.
That was the same with me when I was in the small village in the Gast family house.
Yeah.
They were like asking me, kannst du bitte Staubsaugen? You know this?
No, I know. No, I don't.
Vacuum cleaner. Can you
Oh, vacuum
please?
cleaner.
Yeah. Can you please to clean it here? Everything with vacuum cleaner. And I was like, yeah, yeah,
He
yeah,
just stood there.
yeah,
It was like, can you turn it on? Well, yeah,
yeah. And I was like, yeah, yeah, yeah. and in my head I was like, what they're talking about? I don't understand.
That is so funny. You probably there for 1 hour just not doing it. Like, it's been an hour. What
Yeah.
the? Have you vacuumed?
Yeah. No, but of course it helps. Even if you don't understand, just to improvise
Mhm.
as you do in the coffee shop. Like, yeah, yeah, yeah.
Okay. So that does help. Okay.
No, of course, I don't recommend it to do in a Rathaus or Bezirksamt, for example.
Yeah. Oh, no, 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 no.
No.
Ooh, yeah.
It can be dangerous.
That is funny. Yeah.
Yeah, but yeah, try to communicate, try to listen, try to talk. Don't be afraid. Yeah,
Okay. So I got to be brave.
be brave. Of course, learning a new language it's a challenge. It's a challenging. Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's a big challenge, especially with German. So many the feminine, masculine, the die, der, das, and
Yeah.
all that stuff.
I also know some person who to practice found a job with older people.
Wow.
Yeah, because older people usually don't speak English, so they put themselves in this environment where they have to speak German. They didn't
Oh.
want to work with elder people now, but it's a good practice.
Yeah, I think that's a good idea. I might have to try that out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It can be interesting.
Of course. I mean, you might talk and some things might come up and you'd be like, ooh, all right, can we move on? Talk about something else.
Yeah, because I have a lot of stories. Yeah.
Yeah, a lot of stories, yeah.
Yeah.
That's a good idea. Okay.
Yeah.
So, one last question I'd like to ask you, right?
Mm-hmm.
And this is a question I like to ask everyone that does this podcast. So you've been through multiple different cultures, from Kazakhstan to a small village in Germany to Berlin. I'm pretty sure you traveled to other places in the world.
I lived also in Spain.
You lived in Spain. I
Yeah.
mean, yeah, okay, so now I can see the Spanish,
Mm-hmm.
which so okay, so you've been through all these different cultures, right?
Mm-hmm.
What's the number one advice you can give yourself? What's the number one advice you would give your younger self?
Oh.
Going through all these different cultures and so.
Oh, that's a good question. Be brave, as we mentioned before, and just do it, because a lot of people have this how do you say, configurations
Yeah.
in the mind, like, the world can be dangerous, or no, don't go there, or don't do that, don't learn it. For example, when I was young, people are in my country were laughing at me, like, why are you learning German? German is a fascist language. still now after 60, 70 years.
Mhm.
They were talking to me like German is a bad language, blah blah blah. And I was like, no, but German's good language. It has a beautiful structure. Now I'm talking more like a linguist. But I was in love with the language. And yeah, don't listen what the other people are telling you. They have their configuration, they have their mind. But don't be afraid. Just do what you love and love what you do.
Ah, that's a good, and I like that too about people having different configurations in their mind
Yeah,
and not to align your life with their configuration, but to
yeah.
align your life with your own configuration.
Yeah, that's interesting actually, because when I talk with my schoolmates, they're like, "Oh, Leila, how is life in Germany?" Like, fine. Like, I remember you have always learned German language when we were learning English in the same time. You went to the German school when we were learning English. And I'm like, yeah, now I'm here in Germany because I was learning German
It makes sense.
in the same time. Yeah.
Yeah, it'd be weird if you was learning German and you went to America and you'd be like, wo ist die Bibliothek?
A lot of my schoolmates, they wanted to go to America actually when we were young, but me, I was never interested to go to America.
Really?
Yeah,
Why not?
I don't know.
Hmm.
Yeah, I
That's
think it's amazing country. It's beautiful. I've never been there, but I want visit one day. But like, I didn't have that here.
mm,
Have it here. Like, I don't want. Europe is actually I wanted to go to Austria. Austria.
really?
Yeah,
Uh,
Österreich.
Australia, yeah.
Yeah. But then I don't know, something happened. I came to Germany. Yeah.
Well, I mean, you made the right decision. I mean, it says a lot if I lived in America and I moved here. So it sounds like you're in the right place if people are moving here from America and other places.
But have you always dreamed to go to Germany, or it
Mm,
was spontaneously?
yeah, that's a good question. I guess maybe so there's like so I always wanted to come to Europe eventually to some
Yeah.
degree, right? I didn't know where, but I always wanted to when I first visited London, not
Mm-hmm.
London, sorry, Edinburgh.
Mm-hmm.
It's like years ago. But in terms of Germany, what I did is so me and a friend of mine, comedian friend, was doing a comedy tour, a little comedy tour. We did a couple of cities, Paris, Amsterdam, Rotterdam. We came to Berlin, and during that time in Berlin, it felt like New York City in a way, like
Mm-hmm.
similar, like
Mm-hmm.
how the people, the environment, the many things to do. The stand up comedy was good, and then from Berlin, went back to Paris, me and my friend. And then I was just kind of thinking, like, wow, it's very nice there. I met some people actually from Berlin that was in Paris. We met, they told us about it. I'm like, oh, Berlin seems cool.
Mm-hmm.
After that, I didn't go to Berlin by myself. My friend went to London. And then in Berlin, I was here for 3 weeks. And
Mm-hmm.
over time, I started doing things in the city. So I
Mm-hmm.
going to restaurants, I did a couple activities. I did this. I'm like, wow, I can see myself living.
Yeah.
I can see myself living here.
Mm-hmm.
And then one of my friends told me about how to get an artist visa. So then that also helped me out to really think about moving here.
Yeah.
But it was definitely it was spontaneous.
Ah.
Very, yeah, it was something I came first time in April, then
Mm-hmm.
I moved that August. And I sold
Okay.
everything in New York City. I sold everything in my apartment, put everything into a carry-on suitcase and a book bag,
Mm-hmm.
and just came out here
Mm-hmm.
with no place. I mean,
Yeah.
I was like, I'll figure it out.
So you're enjoying here?
I'm enjoying it so
Yeah.
far. Yeah, it's the stand-up comedy is good.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe not enjoying it as much as what people say I should enjoy it because you still got these different clubs that are out here and people are like, have you been to Kit Kat? Have you been to Berghain? I'm like,
Mm-hmm.
I don't think I'm ready yet.
Yeah.
I don't think
Yeah.
I'm ready.
No, just do your what you love
Hmm.
and love what you do, and you will be the best in
Uh,
in
should
your part.
should be a motivational speaker or something.
Eh.
Check you out.
Yeah. No, I love psychology. That's why.
Oh, you love psychology?
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh, that's a whole different. Man, maybe we'll talk about that another time.
Yeah.
Psychology and stuff. Yeah. But yeah, this is a good talk. Thank you very much for doing this.
Thank you for inviting me.
Yeah, no
Yeah.
problem. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you. And guys, thank you for listening and or watching to the Third Culture Talk podcast. I'm your boy Nyan Yenifin. I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.